Hey GearFacts friends, well it's been all about keyboards lately, so I'm really glad to be bringing you a demo of a good old-fashioned distortion pedal. This is the MI Effects Distortion Crunchbox, kind of an overdrive sort of a distortion. And have a look at the box. I mean, it's just such a very simple, unpretentious, no artwork, no design of any kind at all. It's purely practical, and that kind of inspires me with a bit of hope that what's inside is really the focus. Here we are a bit closer. I've got my old guitar. Just going into a keyboard amp because I want to hear the absolute truth about this pedal and what it does. Let's go to some pretty conservative kind of settings, say about 9 o'clock for everything. Alright, so you just heard our clean signal a moment ago. Okay, we're very low on volume. Quite noisy electrics in this room, so you'll hear a bit of a background buzz there. And as you can see with the tone at 9 o'clock, we've got a very deep tone, obviously. So let's opposite that and go quite sharp, which is usually where I like it. Okay, and already we've woken up our sound quite a lot. I'll raise that volume a bit. Okay, so immediately it's bringing quite a lot of life out of these old strings. Very sharp attack. Let's give it a little bit more volume and a bit more gain. Actually, it's getting really quite buzzy now, so not the pedal's fault. I'm sure that's just the electrics in the studio. Buzzing all over the place, but that sounded really good to me. Quite a wall of sound sort of distortion. Let's give it maybe, more tone. Sorry, more gain, less tone, more volume. As you can hear, I'm a player with no class whatsoever, and I think this pedal kind of suits that style. In that short little passage there, we heard quite a few interesting little artifacts and bumps and scrapes that I thought were good fun. What settings haven't we tried? Let's try a really low gain with high volume. Put the tone back in the middle. So, gain's down at just a quarter there. Volume 3/4. Alright, this is where we're more into the crunch personality of this pedal. Yeah, it's still a very warm sort of character, and it kind of fills up your ears on all frequencies. Not really what I'd call a blues sound. Although playing that high bit has just made me rethink that. Actually, I know I said before I wanted to play this in a keyboard amp to give you a really true example of what it sounds like, but you can imagine that through a valve amp. It's got a lovely glassy sort of decay. Okay, let's lower that gain even more. So I virtually got rid of all the noise. I'll need to add tone because we're going to lose tone as that gain comes down. Okay, and with the gain on 0, we really lose all tone. But just above that 0 point, with plenty of tone helping it, it is a pretty big sound. I had a little bit more space on the tone there. And you only have to move it a couple of millimeters and it really starts to bark. And we'll go really high. Okay, so I think that's about where I personally like it on this sort of low gain setting with plenty of volume and tone. But that's just me. I'm sure there are plenty of people who'd really like that nice, lush sort of distortion that it gives with the gain up really high. It just feels like it's all around you. And I think that's testimony to the theory I had before. No pretentiousness of any kind. This is just a pedal that's built to do what it does. And I have to say that's quite refreshing. I've had a few pedals in my time that have promised an awful lot and have left me pretty cold. Anyway, that's the Crunchbox Distortion. Definitely a nice, neat mixture of overdrive and distortion, and a really good all-rounders pedal. I do like it. I hope that demo was helpful for you guys. Thanks for liking, commenting, or subscribing, and look forward to seeing you next time on Gear Facts.